Today I'm gonna talk about the biggest takeaway you can get from my program. So no, this will not be a sales story, sales pitch about my program. It's just sharing an insight with you, which I believe is the biggest takeaway you can get from this program. And I share a story about last week. I had a couple of coach calls. Again, if you join my program, you can attend twice a month. And one of the ladies was sharing an insight, and she was actually a bit hard on herself. She was a bit complaining about herself with the discovery she just did, because she says, "Oh my God, I hate this word, but I really hate this word. But I've been a victim here all along." Well, first thing, if there is one person joining the program taking big, huge, giant leaps every single week nearly, it's her. But hey, you're our inner criticaster. How do you say our inner critics? I think that is the word. They can be so hard on ourselves that we really believe every sentence, every thought they provide us for the truth. So she was saying that, and I was asking her the question. So with this discovery, right? What did you discover? What do you have now compared to like 2 days ago? It just happened a few days ago. And she was giving me a big story that it's like the same episode as yesterday's podcast looks like. Because sometimes it can be very hard to find the answer. So after a few more times asking, so what did you gain? What did you figure out of this discovery that you call very annoying? And she said, control. I'm in charge. Leadership. Well, leadership, that was my word. But she said, by this discovery, I'm capable of taking control of a lot more situations compared to 2 days ago. And control, to me, has a bit of a not nice taste, because control, it's like we as a human being have control about a lot of things. Control feels like, oh, I need to control. At least that's my association, but it's not that. It is leadership. So maybe let's use the word leadership. I can take leadership. I'm way more in charge of whatever situation I'm in. If you're a victim of a situation. If you're a victim of the way someone behaves. If you're a victim, you leave things as you are because you cannot change it, because you're a victim. But when you're in charge, when you're aware of the situation and aware of the choices you have and aware of the actions you can take, you're a leader. You're a leader. You're in charge. You're in charge. And exactly this is the biggest gift. I wouldn't say gift, because if you join the program, it doesn't all come to you automatically. You have to take action. You have to. That's why I always work 6 months. But leadership is the biggest gift you can take away from the program. And yeah, of course, the program is about successfully positioning yourself. Of course, it's about taking leadership in meetings, taking leadership on your career. But the fact, if your assumption is, I'm in charge of every situation, whatever the situation is, that's it. You can achieve everything. You can achieve everything. If you believe you can actually be in charge of every single situation in your life, that's it. You don't need no more. You don't need to know how. to do it. You don't need to know what to do it, because you will figure it out, because you believe you're capable of being in charge of every single situation. That's it, right? It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And I have and that is, you can join the program if you have a clear, specific goal, but the goal doesn't need to be, I want to have that job, that title by the end of the year, whatever. It can also be, I want to feel more secure in my life. I also want to do things for myself. I want to ask myself more and more and more the question, what do I want? So it doesn't need to be this black and white and measurable what it is that you want. Well, if you listen to the previous podcast, it is important that there is something you want. Otherwise, well, we don't work together. I don't work with you. But it doesn't have to be measured or whatever. It doesn't need time. Doesn't matter. It's not important. Totally not important. So yeah, being able to take control, to be in charge of every situation makes you a fantastic and super inspiring leader. I do not have another word for it. A truly authentic, inspiring leader. And I know that our system is so well organized in sabotaging ourselves. So in real, I don't think it needs you to be in charge, because often we believe we're in charge, but it's not our authentic self in charge. Is one of our selves, our parts that prefer to do things a different way, to either please people or to push you to the limit, to not being happy anymore. And we still believe that we are in full control of the actions, of the decisions we make. So 100% always, I think you need to be enlightened to achieve, and enlightenment, I don't believe it is an achievement on itself. But just your assumption, just you believing that you're in charge, you're able to take leadership on whatever the situation is, whether it's a no from somebody or whether it's the fifth no from somebody, whether it's a setback one after the other, or when it's just a very annoying person in your team, doesn't matter. If you believe you're in control, in charge of every situation, you are, and you will always find the best answer you need in that moment. So, yeah, sometimes I hear people say literally after joining or during joining my program, but afterwards, the journey is never finished. The journey is never finished, but if for 6 months you spend so much time on what do you want? What do you want in this situation? How can I react? How can I respond? How can I share my vision? If for 6 months you gave it a lot of attention, because that is what happens, then it doesn't stop at month 7. Of course not. You continue. But then next level, because you've done already a lot of work. And because the results are so nice, it's also nice to keep on learning, to keep on going. So, leadership, being in charge, whatever the situation is, it's fantastic. It empowers you in the most interesting, in the most fun and joyful way. Thank you for listening.